You know what? I'll tell you firsthand. I've lost a lot of opportunities in life trying to reach the highest attainable goal there is. Trying to reach the top of the tree, the fruit at the top of the tree. Right? And that's not a bad thing. I'm an ambitious man and I've continued to be ambitious. But one thing I learned over time was that sometimes, do your best to get the highest attainable goal. But sometimes, do the minimal goal. It's better to do the minimal attainable goal than to do nothing. Because the reason that we mostly procrastinate, or the reason that I procrastinate, or I was procrastinating and I still procrastinate, right, is because every time that I've ever put myself in a mind frame of trying to attain the most attainable goal, it's like the minimal is not enough. It's like, okay, if I have to do a video for YouTube, then I have to put this graphic and that graphic, I have to spend this much time. But sometimes there's not enough energy to do that, or time, because that's not the only thing you do. There are many things you do. You've got a job. As you grow up, there's many responsibilities that you have. So you might never do it. But that's why I speak so knowledgeably on what we call the principle of the low-hanging fruit. No, I didn't invent it. You can Google it, it's there. The principle of the low-hanging fruit. In Shona, I guess they say, tema dzauno kwanisa. Or tema dzauno shikira. That's what they say in my language. I don't know if anybody from another country heard what I said. But it is to say, attain the fruit that you can reach. So even if you were a baby giraffe, of course a baby giraffe is destined to be the tallest giraffe, or a tall giraffe at least, and get the highest attainable fruit. But when it's a baby, unless the mother or father is feeding it, taking the fruit, and it might have to reach for whatever rhinoceros and other short animals are reaching for that time being. It doesn't mean it's a permanent state, but that will give it sustenance enough to grow its bones, to grow its cells, and to become tall enough to reach the next tier and the next tier. The problem with most of the people who you've seen procrastinate, I want to start a podcast, I want to start a YouTube channel. It's not that they don't have ideas. They've got perfect ideas in their mind, but that's the problem. They've got perfect ideas, and they'll never start the project until the resources to make the perfect podcast are there. Then there are people who start something without the perfect things in place, and they gain the perfect things from the momentum they gain. Because at first, sometimes you just have to build the habit of creating that. Just a habit. So there are some people with big YouTube channels where they just open their phone, even if they're walking to work, or if they're in their car, or they're coming from the shops, or they're in the woods, and they just record that and post that. No post editing, because they already know that once you start making it a big process, then you're going to say, no, so I'm going to do it tomorrow because today I don't have time to edit this and edit that. Because you're trying to make it a long process, even maybe where you're not filming yourself and you need another person. Now that's relying on if that person is there. And I battle with that up to now. Even as I'm giving the advice, I'm giving it to you and to myself. When I give this advice on this channel, I'm not saying that I've overcome that. I'm not a guru. I'm a person who's learning and growing through the journey of doing what I want to do. But I'll tell you, every time I've ever applied what I'm advising, things have worked out. And for every area I'm not applying it, my things are stagnant. Sometimes the lowest hanging fruit is just writing a letter to a university, to a place where they might employ you. Sometimes it's just opening up your camera. Sometimes it's recording something. It depends what you do, really. Not everybody is into content. Sometimes it's walking around and saying that, okay, if you're looking for employment, I'm just going to do 10 places a day and try my luck. Maybe 10 places a day, but what's 10 places a day? That's 100 places in 10 days. That's In 20 days, that's 200 places. You only need one approval. You only need one approval. What's the probability? What are the odds? And people are nice. Like, sometimes even, let's say with opportunities, even people that won't give you an opportunity, like, they feel guilty for not giving you. So they're like, nah, okay, leave your number if I find out something. So that roaming around that you might have done 2 months ago, 3 months ago, might pay off in 3 months' time or whatever. When they find it, then they remember that, oh, there's this guy. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just need to do what's the most attainable goal you can do about what you want to do right now. Ask yourself that. That's the lowest hanging fruit. Thank you for listening. It's McParty, your boy. Subscribe to the channel, though.